Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel where today we are talking about the Super Bowl matchup that no one wanted. The Kansas City Chiefs are taking on the Philadelphia Eagles in New Orleans this Sunday. And almost everyone in the NFL is secretly rooting for the meteor to hit. But this is the game we got, so we're going to break down position by position who has the edge, and I'll give my final thoughts on who I think is going to win. And let's go and get started. So, first off, we got to talk about the quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes versus Jalen Hurts. Last time these two teams met in the Super Bowl, both played really, really well until Jalen made a couple mistakes at the end of the game. Jalen had a solid, efficient year. Not great, because he didn't have to be great. He had a good supporting cast around him. He had one of the best running backs in the league, and we'll get to him later. Good receiving core, good offensive line. And then he got Patrick Mahomes, the guy who is basically unstoppable in the playoffs, who always makes the right plays when the time needs it, and is also the rest favorite. So I'm giving Kansas City the edge to quarterback, mainly because, in the moments where you need the quarterback to step up when nothing else is going on, I have a lot more trust in Mahomes to do that than Jalen Hurts. This is not a knock on Jalen. He is a very good quarterback, very solid quarterback. But he has a lot of weapons around him, and we saw last time in Super Bowl when they needed him to make a play with almost the exact same cast minus Saquon, he wasn't able to get it done. Mahomes has proven time and time again to get it done. It is so annoying, but it is the truth. So the Chiefs get the edge in quarterbacks. Next we got a running game. Far and away, this is the Eagles. Eagles, their best chance to win this game is to dominate with their run game, with having Saquon Barkley just carry them to victory, and Jalen Hurts is a really good running quarterback as well. The brotherly shove is OP for a reason, and most of that's because of Jalen Hurts, but having Saquon back there, it is so good to have there. So yeah, the Eagles get the rushing game lead. Then receiving core, I'm going to give that to the Eagles as well because they have better talent at wide receiver. The Chiefs still get it done. Travis Kelce is still a very good tight end. They have a decent receiving core. A lot of it was traded. They got Hollywood Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, Xavier Worthy. But, the Eagles have A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert. Nelson Aguilar has been playing really good for them in the playoffs. And, again, they got Saquon Barkley. So, weapons, going to give the edge to Philadelphia. Offensive line is pretty even between these two. The Chiefs have a very good offensive line. Mahomes is able to keep pretty clean. But I'm giving the edge to the Eagles again. Mainly because their run blocking ability is very, very good. But how will that help up against the Chiefs defense? I don't know. In terms of defense, I'm giving the edge to Kansas City. Both the units are really, really good. I actually think it's going to be a pretty low-scoring game. But Kansas City just somehow has a knack of calling the right plays on defense when they need to the most. Steve Spagnuolo is absolutely fantastic in that role. And I think the Chiefs defense is slightly better because they have more experience. But the Eagles' defense is no slouch either. They have a finalist defensive player of the year, Guantanamo Bay, in the secondary. And they have a really good defensive front. So, slight edge to the Chiefs there, but Eagles very solid as well. In terms of coaching, come on. It's Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo versus Nick Sirianni and Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio versus Spagnuolo, good defensive minds. Andy Reid is just a tier above Nick Sirianni. Tier above, easily. So, overall, I think that the Super Bowl is going to, unfortunately for us, NFL fans, it is going to be a three-peat for the Kansas City Chiefs. I think it's going to be a 27-20 game, Kansas City over Philadelphia. I just think that it's just Kansas City just has all this experience. They know exactly what buttons to push. They know exactly how to win these games. And Philadelphia, if you look at their path in the NFC, not necessarily the greatest either. They haven't really been tested, but they absolutely blew out the Commanders. There might be some momentum, but I just think that the Chiefs, it's just kind of like a destiny thing or NFL favoritism for them to get that three-peat. But I still think this is going to be a very good football game. I think it's going to be a very defensive football game, and the team that makes the least amount of mistakes is going to win this game, and I think that's going to be the Chiefs. So, unfortunately, Chiefs with three-peat, but hopefully this is the beginning of a downward trend as a lot of the older guys are starting to retire and so on and so forth because they can't keep this up forever. They can't. They just can't. So, yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl, much to everyone's shock and awe.